we'll have here, starting here. All right. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I would take a motion to approve tonight's agenda with a change. First, we all have a new agenda on our desk, correct? Okay, and we are going to strike item H under new business. So, all right, second. Motion by Bethany, second by Riley. All in favor? Aye. All right, I take a motion to approve our consent agenda. Motion. Second. Motion by Riley, second by Zach. If I could get all in favor? Aye. Right, moving on. Now is the time to receive and file all communications, petitions, and remonstrances. Do not see any. Anybody have any? Okay. All right, moving on to committee reports. I know we had one. I don't think we're just two. The Public Safety Committee. We met up on Riverview Drive to address the parking problem, because parking on both sides of the street doesn't work for some of the people that live up there that have trailers and everything. So we are looking at one side parking only.
Correct. On one section of the street.
On one section of the street, the corner to a certain, I can't remember how many feet from the corner
Down.
and then back towards the south.
Yes.
So west and south?
Yeah. West and south.
The street
And I think Scott needs to look at that and see what would work best for him.
And that provides us with direction now. So we will have the street department go up there and take a look at that.
Thank you.
How'd I do that?
Got something. A big consideration is almost a fire trustee into that.
Right. What? Oh, I'm sorry. Emergency vehicle.
All right. Was that our only committee meeting? Good. All right. So moving on, now is the time for citizen input, and council will not take any action on public comments at this meeting, but may do so at a future meeting. And please, if you have public input, please limit your presentation to 3 minutes. Do you have anybody? Okay.
Now's the time to speak if you wish to address the council.
Now's the time?
Yes, now's the time.
Well, I need you to come up here and state your name and address.
Okay, where do you want me?
Right at the table.
Yeah. I'm Sharon Koss. I moved here probably last August, and I live at 1315 Idle Avenue. It's on a corner. There's a big old 2-story garage there that you can't get your vehicle in or nothing. It was used as apartments. I decided to tear the building down, put in all new cement and new sidewalks. And I had Blake come out to help find the pins. We found them. And then we made sure that he helped measure them too, to make sure we were right. And I found out that part of my fence and part of my bushes and tree are not even mine. So we told him at the time what size of garage we were putting in. We had stakes put out, have it all laid out, so we've got our right measurements from our neighbors, and it's supposed to be like a 3 or 2.5 stall garage. It's going to look a lot like my house, and I'm going to have a 12-foot breezeway, which might have a roof if I can, just so it's all open. I went and I had all my people coming from Mechanicsville to do my work because my late husband, they were really good friends. But anyways, to get down to it, I went to tell them to get my permit like 4 days before. That's when they told me that I needed to have all the neighbors' signatures within 200 feet of my house. So I got everybody's approval. And then now I went to the the zoning committee. And there was one guy there that was just angry when he got there, you could tell it. And he attacked the chairman and made them vote him in, and he was all nay and all this. And then it got to me. Well, he wanted nothing to do with me. Hitting because I need 30 foot, I don't know, 30% in my backyard, which I'm not going to have. And I'm just trying to keep it away from the streets. School buses go by there. So I'm here because of this person that denied me. And I hear he's kind of denying everybody.
I have seen the video of that planning and zoning meeting. And I do know that planning and zoning is reconvening next Tuesday on this matter. And I believe that they are going to make a recommendation.
Yeah, they made a recommendation, but then that's moving it closer to the street, which then I won't have no parking and no driveway. I'll have to take down a tree. And I got a letter from the lawyer, your city lawyer, and everything complies, so I don't get it.
I think you will get some answers on Tuesday night at planning and zoning. Unfortunately, council can't. First of all, we're not privy to what their recommendation points, and they may have two. Sure. But I think that you need to attend the planning and zoning meeting again on Tuesday and bring all of your documentation. And I think that they will be willing to work with you.
Because I'm trying to improve that down there.
Yes.
And I really,
exactly where you're talking about.
And as old as I am, I really don't care if I have a backyard.
Right.
So none of that was supposed to be my retirement home. And if I can't have this, then I'll just leave Vinton because it's just not for me.
Right. Without saying anything further, I really would like you to encourage you to attend planning and zoning.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else that might want to attend planning and zoning, to attend Tuesday. It'll be 4:30 here.
Okay. And I will name the guy Sellers. And he's out of control. I'm sorry. It was rude. The whole thing was rude, even to the chairman.
I think council could say we're familiar with it.
Okay. All right.
Very, very good.
All right. Thank you very much.
Yep, we'll see you Tuesday at planning and zoning.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right, anybody else for public input?
You have one on.
Oh, you? They have their hand up?
Yes, they do.
Okay.
Mr. Seller?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
We can hear you. Can you state your name and your address, please?
Yep. Name's Dakota Sellers. Live on 4th Street in Vinton. I want to make a public comment that I believe that the city needs to post all the meetings online. I've been attending meetings for over a year. I've been recording them roughly since, I believe, October. It's an item that's on the goals list, and yet the city council and its members seem to be okay with having a private citizen show up to the meetings and record it. Chris records the meetings currently. I don't understand what the holdup and headache would be for posting them to YouTube. People will get on social media and say that the meetings were open, it was on the agenda 3 or 4 times, it's very difficult for anybody in the city of Vinton to understand what's going on. If they don't have a record, you want them to be involved. The agendas are typically posted only 24 hours beforehand. A lot of people don't know where to access them. A lot of people don't even know when meetings are. So I've obviously been doing this. I am completely willing to donate the equipment. I will donate my time to post them if they need to, but the city needs to take an initiative to actually get these things posted. It's a goal, and no one seems to necessarily care that I've been doing it for this entire period of time. So frustrating for sure. The original intent was hopefully, hey, this is going to, spark, hey, we need to be more transparent, but we're hiding behind a veil of transparency when really we're not wanting to post the video. So that's essentially all that I have. But like I said, I'm willing to donate the equipment, my time to post them if I need to, but the city needs to take initiative on the goals and get the meetings posted so that members of the community can watch them after the fact.
All right. Well, thanks, Dakota. All right, we'll move on then. On down to old business. Chris, I'll let you take over on this part.
Old business is 512 West 6th Street auction.
Yep, we're going to open the auction.
Okay, so you're going to have to
We have extra sheet.
open the public hearing.
Does anybody need an information sheet on the property? Okay.
Open the public hearing.
Now,
we do the auction first.
Auction first, okay.
and the minimum bid is going to start at $5,000. So it's the second time around for this property. So we'll start it again at $5,000. Anybody? That's really a lot.
So,
It's not too far for you.
we had a conversation about it before the meeting here.
Anybody online interested, Chris? Interested? in getting
Anybody
this?
interested in the lot?
It is, and because this is a resolution, I can't reduce the price, can't reduce the opening asks. So,
Went up,
What's that?
and it went
oh,
up.
the hand just went up.
Can we accept this on?
Can everyone hear me? Can anyone hear me?
I say we try.
Can anyone hear me?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So, am I allowed to make a comment on this? I'm not bidding on the property, but can I make a comment, or do I have to wait for public comment to do that?
Yeah, we're going to have a public hearing after this. So
Even if the property doesn't sell?
No, probably not. All right, so no takers at 5,000. Okay, I'm going to close the auction. With that, with the no sale, I don't think we need to have a public hearing. Is that right? Or do you want to have a public hearing?
We advertise for it.
All right, let's do it. I'll open a public hearing at this time on the no sale of the property. Do I have any comments? Okay. You're on, Dakota.
Okay, so I bid on this property. You can hear me, correct? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so I bid on this property last time. Read the purchase agreement and asked the city attorney and the administrator to provide me a letter stating that I can vacate the lot or the alley because I purchased the lot directly adjacent to it. So I have been in contact with a contractor prior to get row homes built, whether it be 3 sets of 3 or 2 sets of 4, but basically single-story row homes. No one at the city has reached out to entertain my offer whatsoever. Obviously, I was the only person that had any interest in it. So I have interest in the property, but I'm not going to purchase it and have the city hold $5,000 of my money on unrealistic expectations. So the attorney is well aware of my position, and if you guys would like to entertain a option to have me purchase it, there's obviously going to be things that are going to have to be met, but it's been a runaround at this point. I just strictly asked for a letter stating that the alley could be vacated, and I couldn't even get that from the city attorney or the administrator. So obviously I'm not going to invest my money or time into spending tons and tons of money on this property to develop it without any concessions from the city. So I remember when it was listed for sale, or the items were missing, the city said, hey, they suggested, hey, somebody might be able to purchase that other lot. They would be willing to work. So if you guys are willing to work with me to sell the lot, that I most likely am the only person that has the interest in it. If we can come to agreeable terms, we have a very good project. But I'm not gonna waste my time or waste anybody at the city's time if you guys aren't interested in working with me. I'm not asking for anything out of line, but there's a few things that are gonna have to be met to allow that housing project to happen. So if you guys are not aware of what's going on, I'd reach out to the city attorney or the administrator, because they're both well aware of what's going on. So.
All right. Well, I appreciate you checking into that stuff before you purchase the property this time, Dakota. I'm going to close the public, unless anybody else has any comments. All right, I'm going to close the public hearing. And I think we can skip these since we do not have that. All right, we're going to move on to new business. And I've got the first consideration of ordinance 1084 and ordinance amending provisions pertaining to solid waste collection fees. Can I get a motion? Motion. Okay. Motion by Riley, second by Bethany. Discussion, Craig?
This was based off of the committee meeting from last council meeting on changing to solid waste rate.
Right, it should all look familiar to everybody. That was the recommendation from the committee. And that's what we all decided on. Everybody good? Roll call?
Carpenter.
Yes.
Blue Hop.
Yes.
Stark.
Yes.
Elway.
Yes.
Gates.
Yep.
Venus.
All right, moving on. Now it's time for the first consideration of ordinance 1085 and ordinance amending provisions pertaining to the Planning and Zoning Commission. Okay. Motion by Bethany, second by Zach. Chris?
Due to the lack of volunteers and just changing the size of planning and zoning commission. That's fine, I think.
All right. How long did we have that up for application?
Oh, it's been up,
Like a year.
October. Yeah.
Oh,
It's legal to do.
Yes, it is. It's the board, the zoning board adjustments, you can't change that.
okay. All right, can I get a roll call, please?
Elwick.
Yes.
Gates.
Yep.
Stark.
Yes.
Blue Hop.
Yes.
Carpenter.
Yes.
Estemius.
All right, down to item C, first consideration of ordinance 1086, an ordinance amending provisions pertaining to the floodplain management.
Motion. Second.
Motion by Zach, second by Andrew.
This is in order for us to stay compliant with the, to be able to have our residents still be able to purchase flood insurance. This is based off the comments from a committee meeting a month ago.
Yeah.
And also the DNR took a look at it and gave it their okay. So that's how come we skipped the meeting and waited. I was just waiting to hear back from the DNR.
That's
So
good.
it was okay.
Anybody have any questions for Chris on that? Did they make any changes or did they?
No.
They took the draft.
It does modernize on our floodplain work.
Roll call, please.
Gates.
Yep.
Estemius.
Yep.
Blue Hop.
Yes.
Stark.
Yes.
Carpenter.
Yes.
Elwick.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
I would ask you guys to keep this copy, throw it in your drawer for the next meeting. It's so big, I won't copy it for every meeting.
Nice.
Saves the trees.
Moving on to item D, approval of engineering services agreement for the FEMA Brick Mud Creek tributary drainage study. Second. Motion by Bethany, second by Riley. Chris?
This is the actual agreement for the study that that the council approved during the last meeting, and actually scheduled tomorrow morning, myself and Dan and Blake to have a kickoff meeting with Mr. Care virtually
Tomorrow?
tomorrow morning.
Awesome.
And it's paid for by the grant.
Any other questions for Chris on that? The roll call, please.
Stark,
Yes.
Senius, Elwick,
Yes.
Gates,
Yep.
Armator,
Yes.
Fluha.
Yes. Okay, moving on to item E. Now is the time for the approval of Iowa Public Information Board informal resolution regarding case number 23FC0047. Motion. Second. Motion by Bethany, second by Riley. Any questions? All right, roll call, please.
Stark,
Yes.
Armator,
Yes.
Gates,
Yep.
Elwick,
Yes.
Senius,
That's
Fluha.
Yes. Cruising on down to item F. I need approval for a quote from Tight Coat for skate center floor resurfacing. Motion by Riley, second by Bethany. Matt?
Yeah, this is a complete resurfacing of the ski center floor. The surface that's on the floor is the original floor from over 40 years ago. We've got cement spots that are wearing through and everything else. So this is a quote for 2 coats. Typically only 1 coat needs to be applied, but because we haven't ever sealed it or been redone, they're going to be coming in completely repainting and recoating the entire floor. So once every 4th year that that's what it's been.
How long are you going to be out of commission?
Like 3 days. So they're, if it gets approved tonight, I've been in contact with them and they can be here at the end of July. They'll come in on a Sunday and we'll be back open on Friday. So it'll be, the new floor will be gray in color, a little bit more neutral, and also along with some of the stuff that we're doing with the skating rink upcoming at the facility. It gets used not just for skating, obviously, it gets used by the school for a lot of banquets, for programming, all kinds of stuff. So it's just starting to show its age.
Okay. That's great. Any more questions for Matt? Roll call, please.
Elwick,
Yes.
Senius,
Yep.
Fluha.
Yes.
Gates,
Yep.
Armator,
Yes.
Stark.
Yes. Down to item G. I need an approval of final invoice to Park Planet for the Riverside Playground equipment. Motion.
Second.
Motion by Riley, second by Zach.
This is the final payment from our insurance company. Paid for all this stuff. And actually, I talked to Tony Carroll from PMC. We're going to potentially be getting some additional funds from them as well, covering the rubber mulch, concrete, and all that good stuff. And so I'm just waiting for all the rest of the employees to come in and I'll submit those final invoices. So I suspect we'll get one more check from PMC as well to pay for all that stuff.
Great. Great. Any other questions for Matt on that? Roll call, please.
Senius,
Yeah.
Gates,
Yep.
Elwick,
Yes.
Stark,
Yes.
Fluha.
Yes.
Armator,
Yes.
Moving down to item I, I have a resolution to assist the North Benton Ambulance Service using funds received under the American Rescue Plan Act, also known as ARPA of 2021.
Second.
Motion by Bethany, second by Andrew. Chris?
Yes, this is assistance to North Bend Ambulance. Also, is not just us by ourselves, it's also, as identified in the resolution, Virginia Gate Hospital will be assisting. And we're able to do these with these funds specifically in this banner because our other projects are coming under bid. And therefore, it does allow us to have these extra funds in order to assist. And I believe the way it's broken out is also in the resolution. Any questions for that?
Anybody have any questions for Chris and Scott here? If anybody has any questions for him? Is there a date we have to use those ARPA funds by?
Yes, by September 30th, 2024. Should conclude before.
Any other questions? Roll call, please.
Carpenter,
Yes.
Bluehop, yes. Gate, Christinius, Elwick,
Yes.
Stark.
Abstain. Okay, moving on to item J. Need the approval of the parade route request for the Vinton Homecoming Parade. Motion. Second. Motion by Riley, second by Bethany. This one's pretty straightforward. All right. Roll call.
Elwick,
Yes.
Bluehop, yes. Stark,
Yes.
Carpenter,
Yes.
Gate, Christinius.
Yep.
Okay, moving on. Approval of special events application for the Pink Hills Motorcycle Ride. Motion. Motion by Riley, second by Bethany. Chief, you good?
Yep.
You guys are here for that?
Yeah.
Okay. Rick and Susie are here. If anybody's got any questions for them on this event? Should be fun. All right, roll call.
You don't have.
Nothing? Okay, all right.
All in favor?
All in favor?
All in favor?
Yay.
Yeah. Okay, I'll take a motion for the approval of the special events application for Nathan's Miles Slow Ride. Motion. Right. Jake, you good with that one too?
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Perfect. So we are down to item 10.
Yes, we are.
Yeah. Pass that. Reports. Let's start with Chief.
Pretty sweet. We had the lights on 4th.
Oh, yeah.
It went well. And last weekend, party in the park, same thing. Beautiful weather. Good event. We didn't have to deal with a whole lot there. And just this weekend, we have the fair, so hopefully well. That's all I have for right now. Wait, I got one more thing. I'm working with DOT about getting some more feedback signs, similar to the one that we have by the middle school. Those are solar powered. I'm looking at getting four new ones. The entrance on both north and south on 150 and 218 as well. We're picking the one that's at the middle school location there. That
Can I ask a question about this? Okay, number one, do they like keep track of people's speeds so you get like an average of how fast people are traveling past that area?
I know that they have that capability. I don't know if the DOT can. These are going to be provided by DOT.
Okay.
Then we'll take over the maintenance and help out. But they do have that. I believe they do have that technology.
And then have they found that they do, in fact, slow people down?
They do. A lot of people don't realize how fast they're going. And they see the flashing light. These will just do the same thing that the current sign does. Flash the speed, give a feedback to the driver that, hey, you're going over the speed limit. They do work.
It is amazing when I come in from the south every day when the cars in front of the brake light, the brake lights are they're on their phone or looking at something else.
And another thing I did after speaking with our mayor, I am he's advised me to go and look into it. So we're going to see a company come in probably within this next month and do some studies for speed. So we're just looking into them, seeing what it's going to cost the city, if it's going to cost us anything, and we may do it or we may not.
Okay. Anybody else have questions for Chief? Matt, you're up.
We're all coming down in the office a little bit from a busy weekend, but it was a great weekend. Phenomenal weather, big turnout at both all 3 nights, so it was really, really well. It was all get the playground done in time, getting play out there. No